Jaxler, this is Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions for the DS. This game's a 2D Metroidvania with Spider-Man powers, and we're about to go really, really fast. So I'm going to do my best to try to explain everything, but it's going to be a little difficult because the APM of this game is rather high. So I apologize in advance. I'm going to do the best I can here. So we're playing on alternate costumes mode, and again, thank you everyone who donated for the bid war. Really means a lot. I appreciate it. So in this mode, in the time trial mode, playing on this mode allows us to disable some of the cutscenes between levels, so it's really fast for speedruns. And we're also setting the combat difficulty to friendly to make a lot of the boss fights and just mob fights faster. But we'll get into that a little more in a bit. I'm about ready to go, so when you're ready on time, we'll get started.
Ready when you are.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
I got word that Mysterio.
All right, so starting out here, you're gonna see me have access to 2 major movement options at the start. I've got web zips and web swings, and yes, I know that's already really confusing. So web zips, I can aim in any of the 8 directions, and they'll pull me towards any flat surface that I'm aiming at. So you're gonna see me at the start here use diagonal down into the right zips in order to build up a ton of lateral speed.
Web swing. Still the best part of the job.
And in some places, you'll see me mix up with different angles in order to just get me from point A to B as fast as I can. Now, right there, you saw me do a web swing. That's my other major tool. Oh, wrong way. Wrong part of the route. Give me that. So web swings, you can do with the B button, and it's kind of like your traditional web swinging movement. If you've ever seen, like, the actual, like, Spider-Man media. Let me just get rid of this guy. This is Mysterio. All right. Thanks, Mysterio. Get up. Thank you. So he's a complete pushover. So in addition to being a 2D Metroidvania, this game has very strong beat-em-up elements for this for the combat. So we're gonna do some rather interesting stuff, but that fight's rather uneventful. All right. So our next goal is to go unlock a portal to our next area. So a unique kind of way that this game is set up is that we play as actually 3 different Spider-Man characters, each from like different universes. So we're swapping over to Noir Spider-Man right now, who's our second character. If you noticed, I did a little thing where I jumped during the cutscene, and it's a little bit of a goofy little graphical effect right there. It saves about a half a second. Alright, so each of the different characters in this game have like a different set of abilities, right? That make them sort of unique. So in Noir Spider-Man's case, he has the ability to find hidden stuff in the environment, but his weakness at the start of the game is that he can't actually climb up the walls. So regular Spider-Man can like climb up walls and stuff. This guy can't for some reason. So a lot of the movement that you're going to be seeing me doing here is actually a lot trickier than it looks because I don't have that ability as a fallback in case I screw up some of the movement. Alright, so we gotta dispatch these guys so that we can unlock the door to the next boss. Very specific setup we're doing there. There we go. Game's eating my inputs a little bit. Not a huge deal. Sometimes when this game's under stress, it can lag a little bit, and that can cause the game to make some very interesting interpretations on what you're trying to do. But we're making our way towards our first boss now, Boomerang. So as is in Metroidvania fashion, every time you beat a boss, you get a new power-up. So I'm going to try to pummel our friend Boomerang over here. Oh. My capture went... hold on. I'm going to pause the game. My capture froze for a second, so I'm going to reopen the capture. Sorry. My computer went to sleep. Oops. Okay. I apologize in advance for the hell that's gonna cause for the people running Stream Tech. I'm so sorry. Alright, so this is Boomerang. I'm gonna steal his Boomerang, and then I'm gonna try to infinite combo as much as possible. Okay, he didn't get knocked back, so 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 3 cycle. Give me your Boomerang. That's not what I meant. I said give you your Boomerang. I said give. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, Boomerang can be a little bit annoying sometimes, but not a huge deal. Alright, so from Boomerang, we get a new tablet fragment. This gives us Hammer Slam. It's essentially a ground pound that lets us destroy some cinder blocks. Because apparently, Superman, or sorry, Spider-Man has like godlike strength, but he can't break a cinder block. So we have to get a special tablet that tells us that we're strong enough as a superhero, I guess. I don't know. Metroidvania logic.
These guys are up to no good. Time to take out the trash.
I also apologize in advance if I randomly go silent, because a lot of this movement's really hard, as you can probably tell. So in addition to like the sort of standard power-ups that you've been seeing me get, I can also collect various upgrades throughout the environment that give boosts to my combat abilities, and you're going to see me get one right here, which is a damage upgrade. These just give you a flat damage increase, and they're going to be very helpful for the Silver main boss, which is not coming up for a little bit.
I've discovered a dimension.
But there's a bunch of other types of upgrades. You've got offense upgrades, which give you new combo abilities. You've got defensive upgrades, one of which we picked up to do dodge rolls, which I'll explain in a little bit. But hey, we got our last character. Also, I got the skip. Yay! You can buffer a jump off that barrel and save a little bit of platforming, and it is harder than it looks. Except I failed basic platforming, but don't worry about it. It's all good. Okay, there we go. Didn't choke. Sweet. So this is 2099. So his signature ability is he can glide, which is really sick, but the slight problem is he doesn't have access to web zipping right away. So we're gonna make our way over to the first boss so that we can try and fix that ailment. But rather chill for right now. Just some couple of intentional falls in order just to take the most optimal route here. But coming up, we've got probably the most annoying boss fight in the whole run. This is Vulture. He's pretty random. He's gonna pick a side. He's gonna fly mid-air, and then I'm gonna hope he doesn't want to do dive bomb so that I can combo in mid-air for extra damage. But he does not like to behave, so we'll see what happens here. All right, let's see. Okay, move to the right. We're gonna try to jump off the wall to get some aerial. What? Oh wow, he didn't even dive bomb. He just kind of flew up slowly to the other side. That happens very rarely. All right, now he's gonna dive bomb, which allows me to get a full combo off. And then something I do right there is I abuse the wall right there and to allow me to extend the air combo for longer than I'm supposed to be able to. And that's a one-cycle Vulture. That's actually really good. Thank you. All right, so that gets us the ability Power Fusion. So a really cool twist that they do on the Metroidvania format is they allow you to transfer the unique abilities between the three characters through these power conduits. Ow. He golfed me. All right, so I don't want him to pick up that shield. So from this point onward, you're gonna see the enemies start to get shields. In this encounter, they're not that bad, but later on, they're gonna become electric. Which means when I hit them, they're going to actually deal damage to me, which is really obnoxious. All right, he's like 2 hits. There we go. Okay, so that was pretty good. That fight's a little bit tricky because your best tool for handling shields is your web zip, because you can actually use it to disarm enemies, but you don't have that in that fight. So gonna pick up another offense upgrade here, mostly for safety. It's called back kick. If I input backwards and then attack, ow, that was very disrespectful of you, Mr. Public Eye Friend. All right. Wow, I just got sniped. All right. So we grabbed that. It's helpful for damage output on some of like the big brute robots. Also, a lot of the movement here is really hard because you got a lot of tight corridors. Okay, I got the hammer slam. That is much harder than it looks. All right, I'm gonna go for a task strat. That I've only gotten like RTA like 3 times. I missed it. Okay, we're good. Had to go for it once. It like loses no time to attempt. That would have let me get an extra damage upgrade early, but it's okay. We're just gonna grab this one instead. And then you've seen me do it a little bit already if you've been paying attention, but I can start a web zip as I'm falling into some of these upgrades in order to just get flung up as soon as I grab it. So we're gonna grab another one for free here, and now we're gonna go make our way over to Tinker. Now this segment is probably one of the most brutal parts of the run because of the momentum mechanic. So an interesting thing they did in this game is that there's a blue meter that you've probably seen in the bottom right corner. And as I deal successive hits to enemies without taking damage, that momentum meter builds up. And so the higher my momentum meter, the more like base damage that I deal, as well as the increased speed of my attacks coming out. So it's actually really important to manage my momentum meter, and this is probably one of the hardest parts in the run. All right, that was really good. There's a very specific setup I do right there. Also, this is where the game starts to get really laggy. Yeah, that's why I gotta be careful. So, a weird quirk is a lot of times it's useful to use web zips in order to close distance on these guys. Please not. All right, he was giving me a little sass, so I had to show him the works. So a lot of times you'll actually see me use web swings there, because in instances just like that, the shields will actually knock you back when you try to web zip at them at the wrong angle. There is a setup you can do. Get wrecked. So right there, the web swing allowed me to get past him. So there's a lot of little subtle things I'm doing with my movement here to try to just avoid getting owned, but because it's a marathon, I'm getting completely owned, so. Thank you, whoever clapped. Whee! So we actually have to backtrack towards the very beginning of the game. This is a really good spot for web swings, because generally when you have a big open area with a ceiling, it's really good. So we had to go grab a new conduit ability to figure out that there's hidden switches in the environment. I don't know. I was trying to be really fancy. Ended up eating eating the dust for that one. But this is Tinker. So normally it's really important to have a lot of momentum here, but we don't, so I'm gonna have to improvise a little bit. The way his fight works is that he's gonna summon like a legion of robots, and normally it's like a time thing where you have to try to kill him as fast as possible, but we can kill him so fast that this fight's kind of an auto-scroller. So the way that you save time here is you want to have a lot of momentum, so that when you attack the generators, your attack speed is high enough that you just roll through them super quick. All right, there we go. So even though I have low momentum, we nail those guys rather quick. So the middle one is always the one that opens up first, but then it's random which one the Tinker decides to turn on next. All right, so I'm gonna chuck this guy to the right. He's gonna blow up, then he's gonna blow up. A lot of people are gonna blow up. Give me that. He's gonna blow up. Oh, I already killed them, so they didn't blow up. Yeah, there's a lot of explosions. These electric rifles deal a lot of damage, so also builds up a lot of momentum. Go away. Okay, I got a little unlucky, and he put it on the other side of the room. All right, so, oh, okay. So what the Brute did right there is his most dangerous attack, which is, oh wow, he did it twice too, and I somehow didn't get hit. So he has a charging dash, and hopefully you won't see too many of those after that. The move has a ton of super armor, which means that I can still damage him during the attack, but he doesn't take any stun or knockback, and it does a lot of damage, so he'll just kind of own me if I get hit by it. And it takes forever to get up with the upgrades that we have right now. But yeah, that's Tinker, so rather simple fight.
2 steps forward, 1 step back.
All right, and we get reinforced web, which allows us to tear down metal barriers. We're gonna start to use that right here. Get a freebie damage upgrade. I said a freebie damage upgrade. Thank you. Then I did specifically a low punch there because for whatever reason the crouching punch has a shorter cooldown animation than just a standing punch. All right, so now we're gonna be doing something a little bit different than you would in like a casual playthrough. So if you somehow played through this, oh, can you? Sometimes he just doesn't like to hit the switch. So normally you're supposed to go to Noir at this point, but I just skipped to the second to last boss fight. I made that look very easy, but that's Electro early. And normally you're supposed to have the Electro web, which allows you to shoot a web at these electrical surfaces and not take damage. But if you do a very precise web zip off the wall, you're able to make it. And this is going to allow us to reduce a bunch of backtracking, but we're actually kind of underpowered going in here, so we're going to have to oh gosh dang it, it went to sleep again. I'm so sorry. I'm not paying attention. Ugh. Shoot. Pause the run. This is a slight disaster. No, I don't want Google Chrome. This is not a Google Chrome speedrun. This is a disaster speedrun. This is what it is. Separate the little screen. Okay, there we go. We're in. Also, I have like no momentum, so I guess that's my punishment. Who's still alive? Oh, you. Please die. I said die. That should do it. Okay. So now we got some brutes. Oh, he did the short punch. And he, oh, double, wow. Okay, this game actually just hates me. So there's 2 attacks you really don't want to see from the brutes. Obviously, the dash attack, like I mentioned, is really bad. But you also really don't want to see the short punch. Because if you get a short punch, you basically have to react to the attack. And it has a very quick startup. So it's very, very dangerous. Now, a really cool mechanic with this game is you can actually use the web zips and swings in order to deal damage. So you'll see me especially use that on the brutes a lot. So luckily for me, I was able to build up enough momentum, so hopefully I'll get to show off a really cool electro fight here. This fight's really sick, so I'm just gonna let let it speak for itself. Just get ready for some infinite combos.
Who could play at that game? Time for some assault and battery.
Oh, I missed the follow-up. That's fine. Okay, he's gonna have to get back up. Ooh, that's not great. That should do it. Okay, he's dead. Cool. All right, that's Electro. That went a little not according to plan, but we're okay. We're living. All right, so as a reward for that fight, we get super, I was gonna make a Super Metroid joke. This is Spider Dash. Now, interestingly enough in this game, ooh, that was a good backtrack. Well, all right, I ate my words. So a unique twist on it, on the, like the, I guess it's Super Dash. I haven't played Super Metroid. I probably should. Don't hurt me. But it has a really cool mechanic where you can like run up walls and stuff. So it leads to some really cool flashy movement right here. Oh, I missed it, but yeah, you're gonna see me on some of these more flat stretches, build up a lot of speed with it here. And we're also gonna grab this as well, just because it's right here. All right, so now we're gonna go complete the rest of the bosses in standard order. So we've got one more boss fight for each of the characters. So one more with Noir. Flip kick, nice. So Noir's next boss is Calypso. So after you, oh, I missed the movement, okay. Safety strats in which I blow myself up. So yeah, you can see them already. Those guys are evil. They're these, where am I going? Okay. I know what I'm doing. I speedrun this game. All right, so that section is really hard because there's a bunch of those, oh, okay, early punch. Also, Spidey just does not know what he's doing. There we go. Okay, so that a lot of the movement there and after this as well is going to be really tricky because there are those proximity guys. All right, there we go. Yeah. Okay, so these guys are really underpowered for the point in the game we're at right now, and I don't really know why. It's kind of funny. All right. Oh, I got the shotgun snipe. That's height. Oh, I didn't get the other snipe. It's okay. Yeah, so those guys go down really quick to a pair of combos. Now, we do that conduit to get the ability to glide with Noir. Now, in theory, you can skip it, and the any % task for this game, which I highly recommend looking up, actually does skip it. However, it only saves like 2 seconds, and it's really hard, and it's not worth it RTA. So, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do it. All right, so this is Calypso. She's gonna monologue at us for a little bit. But the idea is that she herself is a featherweight, but she's gonna spawn in a bunch of golems. And you've seen me already kind of pulverize the golems a bit, so if I do this right, this fight's gonna go by in the blink of an eye. Just part of why I love this run is we just completely total a bunch of classic Spider-Man villains.
Would take his place in the
afterlife.
Lady, you're playing with forces you don't fully understand.
All right, let's see here. Boom. Oh, he did a get-up attack. So with the golems in this game, you can't manipulate them into doing a get-up attack. They just kind of decide to. Oh, I took a big hit. Oh, that's really bad. Yeah, oh wow, I missed the 2 cycle. That's actually really embarrassing. Okay, I suck. So, normally you're supposed to do that in 1 cycle, but I took a really big hit from, Calypso there. So I lost like a boatload of momentum, but that's okay. There we go. Not a huge deal, maybe like 30 seconds. So now we get the ability to shatter more illusions. So we're shattering dimensions and illusions in this speedrun. This one just allows us to reveal fake walls. Now, technically speaking, some of these Metroidvania like progression abilities could, in theory, be skipped. However, the game checks to make sure you've defeated every boss before it allows you to go to the final area of the game. So unfortunately, that's not quite an option for us. It'd be dope if we could, but... Now this movement on the way back is kind of dope, so I'm just gonna kind of focus as I beef it. All right, now you're actually, well, you're not supposed to, but the game generally expects you to take the Noir's portal over to the other character, which is 2099. But it turns out it's just faster to go this way, which is kind of goofy. It's actually kind of necessary if you get a specific cutscene glitch that I obviously missed because I suck. Alright, but we got one more major boss left before, which is Silvermane. Oop, there we go. Okay. So a lot of the vertical movement here is rather tricky, so I'm just gonna shut up and actually like pretend like I know what I'm doing here. Boom. Ooh. Please, yeah. So sometimes the pressing L to shatter the illusion can be a little bit unresponsive. Let's just put it that way. So that's why I was just chilling there like an idiot. All right, this is Silvermane. If I do this right, he shouldn't attack me, but it's very hard to do this right. So let me focus here. Oh, he did a short punch. That's unlucky. Okay, that was a really good fight. Usually you can judge how good the fight is depending on how much of Silvermane's dialogue you're able to skip. And we skipped the majority of it, so that was a really good fight. Okay, I went for the swag strat. Alright, there we go. Please move out of my way. Thank you, friend. Alright, so one of the advantages to taking the Amazing Spider-Man backtrack instead of going through Noir is that we actually opened ourselves up to a shortcut, because the entrance to the final area of the game just happens to be right over here. So that's another reason why it saves time. Alright, so now we get introduced to the really hard enemies in the run. I'm going for a particular setup. Okay, that was a really good backup. So essentially what you're trying to do is get them into a situation where you can get all 3 in the same combo. Because there can only be so many enemies in the arena at once. Okay, he's dead. So that brute is the last guy. Okay, he's dead. Nice. Oh, that was really clean.
He hasn't quite mastered this test.
Ow.
Or did he accidentally destroy everything?
Alright, so this is the Shadow Dimension. This is what happens, I guess, when you give Mysterio
Put in an escalator.
like a cracked copy of Minecraft. I don't know. An attempt at comedy was made. But this segment has a lot of really difficult combat and platforming. I'm gonna go for a similar type of setup here. Oh, he fell onto my combo. That's annoying. Go away. Alright, one dead. Should be dead. Yep. Okay. So these guys got shields. So we're just gonna chuck them at him. Oh, I didn't roll in time. So that's another big reason why we get the dodge roll, other than saving time in some of the air ducts with rolling, is that it allows us to really remain safe in some of these fights here. There we go. Okay. Nice. Snipe. And with the bicycle kicks, and then these guys will go down super. Gosh dang it. I gotta touch my trackpad. Okay. I'm so sorry. This is a complete clown fiesta, and this is all my fault. Separate the lower screen. There we go. We're in, baby. All right. I mean, we time by in-game time, right? Keepo. All right. So we're supposed to go all the way around the other side of the room, but you can do a well-timed jump there and skip like a counterclockwise rotation of the room, and it saves a little time. All right. So now I'm gonna use the roll to get myself out of the vent early, so I can go straight into a ground pound. Take it a little safe here. This segment's normally really weird casually. I think they expect you to have glide as Amazing Spider-Man, but you can just do wall jumps right there, and it's kind of free. Ooh, that was really good. Okay. Not over yet. Ow, I got hit by a missile launcher. You know, just casual Spider-Man focus. I'm gonna steal that. I can steal it. Can you just not? I'm getting a lot of sass from the enemies today, which is kind of what I deserve. We're also supposed to get hit by the missile launcher, friend. Please die. Thank you. Yeah, these guys have a lot of health. Alright, almost got the third piece, but these fights have kind of just evolved into a clown fiesta for me right now, so I'm just trying to improvise. The cool thing about this game, both in like movement and combat perspectives, is it's really kind of freeform. So you can really sort of improvise and do kind of your own takes on the strats and still not like really lose any time. So you can kind of apply your own style to the game. And speaking of your own style, this is a strat I invented because I'm cool. Boom, boom. Whee! That saves like a couple of seconds, but it looks dope, so I always go for it. Also do a very specific web zip, and the reason I do that is I believe the game intends for you to use the glide to get past that, but if you do a web zip, you can get a wall run in order to climb up that wall, and normally you can't web zip up that wall, because Mysterio said not so. Ooh, that was a clean exit, okay. And then we've got the last combat encounter here, and this is the hardest one. So these guys got bombs, so I'm gonna chuck them back at them. Go away. That's one brute down. Ow. Dang. Dude, I got hit with the frame trap there. All right, please get up. Okay, just gonna let him get up. Okay, he died. Cool. All right. So, I'm just kind of babbling on here while I try to focus here, so got anything, I guess, if you want to, like, read messages or something, that would be a good time. Just gonna kind of focus. Oh, that's bunk. I don't like that. Ow. Wow, these guys be jerks. Holy crud.
Your outfit looks better without accessories.
I should also mention while we're here that the writing in this game is fantastic. Give me your rocket launcher. Is he dead? Oh wow, he died from that. Alright, now we got 4 brutes. And then we're gonna be heading into Mysterio, who's you saw for like a second at the very beginning of the game after we clobbered him. But spoiler warning, we're gonna clobber him again. Alright, there we go. So that's the Shadow Dimension, and I actually have almost max momentum for the Mysterio fight, which is really, really good. So yeah, hopefully, there's one attack that I don't want to see, and he's gonna stand on the ground and just kind of punch me. He has super armor during that, which I really don't want to see. So I'm gonna intentionally do a little zip to get him to warp away. Okay, that's good. Alright, I'm gonna have to let him get back up, but I got half bar, or half the health bar. Come on. There we go. That was a really good fight. my hands.
Awesome work, guys.
All right.
Gotta do this more often.
Mysterio's
Yeah, so one of the
dimensions
properties
fade
of
into
maximum momentum is you can actually get a couple of extra aerial combo hits, so that's why I was able to kill him so fast. And so of course, because this is a Metroidvania game, we've got our Metroidvania escape sequence. However, so normally you're just intended to do a bunch of web swings, but that's kind of boring and also a little slow. So I'm gonna do something a little cool. I'm gonna get a spider dash going, and I'm gonna try to keep it towards until I hit the portal at the very end here. So I'm gonna do a drop down to keep my spider dash going. And a cool mechanic with it is if you hit A as you round a corner, you can actually zip across the corner, which is super dope. So you're normally supposed to zip across the ceiling, but I don't care. But yeah, one more transition and then one more hard zip, and we're basically good to go. Time will be coming up soon. It's as soon as I cross the portal. It's at the end of this tunnel here. So get ready on time. And time.
Thank you, brave heroes. Together.
All right, sub 30. I'll take it. That run was a little bit of a clown fiesta, but that's kind of on brand for me. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for donating for the costume incentive as well. That was a lot of fun. If you want to catch me do more runs of this, I'm Jaxler1 on Twitch. Yeah, thank you to the NoReset team for accommodating this clown fiesta of a setup. But yeah, keep on watching, keep on donating. Check out my boy Electra's Chex Quest run coming up in a couple of hours. I've been Jaxler. Thank you so much for having me. Enjoy the rest of the marathon.